Oh crap! Okay, we're live now. Okay, everybody mute your mics so I can play the intro. Oh God, this is gonna be a show. This is gonna be a show. What's going on, y'all? Tonight is gonna be a show. It done already started. Tonight is gonna be a show. Like Justin came in here, like in the room, and like he didn't even know he was here. He was like, "Oh, it's like I'm in here." So good to see you, Justin. Good to see you. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Happy Tuesday to you. The last Tuesday of June. We'll be flipping over to July in just a couple days now. So hope your June has been good. Hope your June has been better, and then just get the mindset to make it even better July. So gonna check in with the folks before we get the party started. Miss Sharon in that Robin Blue. Go ahead. How are you doing, Miss Sharon?
I'm doing pretty good. I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for having me on the show.
I mean, you own the show. I mean, like you always here, so it's good. Even when you're not here, you here. So
I'm here.
Let's know.
I'm in here.
All right, Jay Will, talk to him. How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? Missed you guys last week due to technical difficulties, so glad to be back this week to see y'all one more again.
All right, for sure. Czar, we okay, we can see nose and up. So what's going on, Czar? Yeah, you on mute, brother. You on mute. There you go.
No, that was my Milli Vanilli impression. That's why you didn't hear anything. But what's up to everybody? Y'all see the Tom memorabilia in the back, historics and classics, and as usual, it's going down like prom dresses.
Oh, we are going to get sued some way, shape, and form. Adam, talk to him.
We got to talk about me going after. But anyway, it's gonna be a great show. Enjoy the ride. It's gonna be like your favorite roller coaster. So just stay tuned.
It might be like your favorite roller coaster that needs a little bit of repair. So just you might hear some nuts and bolts shaking. So I don't know how we gonna ride tonight. Justin, what's going on with you, man?
I think you're washing dishes.
Josh, are you there? I mean,
yeah, man. You know what time it is, man.
Okay.
Just in time.
Just in time for people to know what time it is. So,
hey, check us out on YouTube, baby.
Check us out on the tube, as some of the older folks might say, on the tubes.
Did you really just say on the tube? Anyway.
Check us out. Save us on floppy disk. We're around.
we on Facebook. We on YouTube. We got 8-track. Just you can find us.
All right, y'all. Let's get the show started. So tonight we're gonna look at the NBA playoffs. We're gonna look at NBA head coaches. Gonna dive into what Jalen Rose was talking about. Team USA. If you saw that or not, we'll definitely touch on it. Scottie Pippen. That's all I gotta say. It's Scottie Pippen. So like, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you're gonna learn. We're gonna have the movie block with Czar, and then we're gonna open that floor up and everything. So NBA playoffs right now. Bucks and Hawks are currently playing, so going down to the wire. Like that's
hurt right now. So forget that.
Okay, Giannis went down. I know I saw him come back to the court, so I don't know. So, or at least to the sideline. So you got the Clippers and the Suns in a 3-2 battle, and everything's been going on with that. So, just want to touch on this. Czar, tell us how you feeling about these playoffs and everything so far. Where we at right now?
Well, now it looks like they won this game. They're up by 20. So this is going to be a 2-2. Obviously, I had the Bucks winning 4-1. Obviously, Giannis's update, which we don't know yet, is going to determine the outcome of this series. So, as the show is called, stay tuned. Plug out there. But as the other side, playoff P does it again. The Cardiac Kids, the Los Angeles Clippers, down 3-1. Go to Phoenix, playoff P with another historical performance. Put some respect, not respect with a K on his name. And Clippers will come back and win that series in 7.
Wow, okay. Jay Will.
I'm actually kind of loving it. And everybody's saying, it may be a little fix. I think there's a little fix going on, though. I think the NBA is trying to recoup some of their money from last year. Being in the bubble, not having fans, I think that they're stretching this series out. Both of these series are going to get stretched out to 7 games. I'm glad to see Paul George kind of bounce back. I think it's a shame being a professional athlete that you can't make free throws down the stretch. That's a problem. So it's good to see him come back and have a big game. And it's nice to see what these Atlanta Hawks are doing tonight without Ice Tray. So.
All right, Miss Sharon, let us know what you're thinking about these playoffs. I know you told us last week, but just let us know how you doing, how you feeling.
Well, not much has changed for me since last week. I am watching the games just so I can keep up with what's going on. I'm not necessarily enjoying them as much as I usually do because my team is not in the playoffs. So when my team isn't playing, it's not as interesting. But what I have enjoyed, though, I've enjoyed seeing Devin Booker and Trey Young for the most part. Those are the two main players I've been glad to see. Paul George, he's had some great games, but he's wildly inconsistent. So I'm not calling him any old nickname. He's just PG-13. That's it. That's what he is. And I'm leaving it at that. I already said that earlier today. He's not playoff P. He's just PG-13. And it'll be interesting to see how far they go. And I think somebody already mentioned that Giannis is injured. I hope he's okay. Because without Giannis, I don't see Milwaukee coming out of the East.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one. What's up, Dalton? And Dalton saying he got versus Suns in the finals. So what's up, Dalton? I swear, Dalton, every time I see your profile, you got a different profile picture. What's going on with that? So, Double A, what you thinking, man? How you feeling about these playoffs? Unmute yourself, youngin. Come on now, youngin.
My bad. Definitely just want to say, I do like PG-13, and that last game that he did was very phenomenal. The problem is he doesn't consistently perform like he should. And I definitely think that Phoenix is still going to come out on top in this series, and Phoenix will be able to close them out. The Sharon touch bases on it, or with her last of what she was just saying. If Giannis is not at 100% or whatever the case may be, I don't know because I haven't looked at Twitter yet or anything like that. But if Giannis is not healthy or anything, that's definitely going to impact things, and we're definitely going to have the. If he doesn't come back, then we're definitely going to have the Atlanta versus Phoenix Suns finals, and I think this playoff this year, because of the fact that everything was kind of crammed, is showing that whoever is the healthiest that makes it to the finals is probably going to have the greatest chance of winning the finals.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be interesting for sure. And Josh, what you think about these playoffs?
Man, since all the teams that I predicted that's going to the finals, I don't even think they're in here anymore. So pretty much it's unpredictable right now. So I ain't even gonna say much on it. I'm just about to move along for the ride, just like Jay and the rest of these boys.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting one. And I mean, I always joke around to say basketball is like my fourth favorite sport, with a third place just sitting there for extra football. So, but it's definitely interesting. And my thing is, Giannis gonna have to fix this free throw thing. If a crowd can get to him and affect him like that, where they just counting, and that's gonna throw his rhythm and stuff off at the free throw line, that is gonna be a bad sign for his career. So he is definitely going to have to get that together and figure out what's going on with that. Well, look who it is from Philadelphia in the building.
Born and raised on the playground.
Dennis, do you have words for us on these conference finals?
All right, listen, I'm having a problem. I can't find y'all on Facebook.
Me neither. But
Yeah,
don't.
go to YouTube.
Oh, you went straight to YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
my
on
bad.
YouTube.
All right.
It's only on YouTube.
The conference finals is going by pretty well. Doug, I'll be back. I'm going to have to find the show. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, I told y'all that, like Adam said, it's gonna be your favorite roller coaster ride. But I told you it's gonna be your favorite roller coaster ride with some bumps and some. You gonna look over and see like that ain't supposed to look like that. I'm just, but you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You in the safety of your own house. So definitely Giannis gonna have to work on them free throws because that's gonna be nasty going forward if folks can get on him in that. So we're gonna transition and talk about some of the just new head coaching hires that is currently happening in the NBA and everything. So there's a lot of new head coaches happening. You got Chauncey up in Portland. You got Jason Kidd over in Dallas, and then I think it's Iman with Boston and everything. And so also just pointing out right now there's 10 black head coaches, the most since 2012, 2013 when the season started with 14. And then we have some vacancies still open with the Pelicans, the Magic, and Wizards. So, Sharon, we'll start with you. Just what do you think about some of the new head coaching hires and everything that's been happening? I saw you a little bit excited over there. I think that was. So, share with us your thoughts on this.
Well, anytime there's these historic type signings, there's always some controversy. So, of course, with Chauncey Billups and Jason Kidd, there's some controversy because they have that past court cases that involve some abuse of women, so to speak. And even though they weren't so they're redemption stories. So and I like a good redemption story. I've never been a big Jason Kidd fan. I'm not convinced that he's going to be a great coach. But I am encouraged by Chauncey Billups. I believe that he has the head for it. And so I'm excited to see what he does with that team. Rick Carlisle going to Indiana, that's not shocking to me. I think that he would fit that team. And Udoka, I don't really know anything about that much. So I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do with the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that old, so
yeah.
maybe it'll turn out that he'll be better. I don't know, but I'm really anxious to see who the Pelicans are going to get because I believe that they have a lot of talent.
Yeah.
They just need the right coach. And then, like I said, Chauncey, I think he's going to be able to do great things with Portland. I'm anxious to see who's going to stay at Portland and who's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that they get rid of that old CJ McCollum.
Yes.
And if they do, I think Chauncey will have something better to work with, and that would be good for Portland. And so Jason Kidd in Dallas. Well, he used to play there, so I don't know. I guess it's a good fit. But with Porzingis being so disgruntled, they got to bust that team up anyway. So you never know who he's going to end up having on the team.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how that falls as well. But the Celtics, I think that's a good fresh start for them. If they keep their core together, I guess he'll fit in. I really don't know much about him. So that's where I am on that. I have no idea who I want to see the Pelicans, Magic, or the Wizards get. I just don't have any idea.
I got one for you in the next segment, and I'm very intrigued to see what you say. It's after this, so like for the Wizards.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm excited now. Let's go.
So and Kenny talked about Penny Hardaway backed out of the Magic job, because I know there was talks about that and everything. So Josh, just any thoughts on the head coaching moves and everything that's happening in the NBA right now?
No, not really. I mean, I thought Dane wanted what's the name, Chauncey though, but I guess after they found out all the sexual stuff that Chauncey did, but it turned out that it got dismissed or whatever. So hopefully it work out. You know what I'm saying? He stay with Chauncey and see what they could build in Portland. So I want to see. I like Chauncey, so hopefully, you know what I'm saying, he get to Portland, even though they trash right now. He do something with Portland.
Yeah, go ahead, Czar.
No word. I hear people say bum, trash. Like they throw those words around, and on people though that like it's weird. Like it'll be far fetched, but anyway, Portland, that's a great opportunity. That's probably the best that in the Dallas. I mean Boston as well. You don't got to really go there and rebuild, in my opinion. You just need to either bring in a piece or bring in a couple of shooters, something that you can do actually within a year versus, a 3-year build. So for me, Carlisle's been Carlisle. When he has a good team, he usually has good success. Indiana, going from Dallas to Indiana got some talent over there, and Sabonis is a monster. So if they can put something around Sabonis, that dude could be better than his father. I mean, that dude was he had a few 2020 games, and I like that, for them. Chauncey Billups, again, it's roll the dice. But anytime a brother gets a job, I'm with it. I think Kenny Smith deserves a head coaching job. He hasn't got one yet. And then Jason Kidd, I said that earlier, I actually played against him unorganized and on the playground in Oakland. But, he obviously has not succeeded as a head coach. But I think this is, again, a team where they're ready to go. They may just need a piece or whatever the case. Plus, he has more experience being an assistant. So I think he will have a better what's the word? He will do better this time around, basically. And again, Luka Doncic, I feel, is a top 5 NBA player at the age of 22. So, and then as far as Boston, like Karen said, even I don't know a ton about the guy they hired, but I heard great things about him. So he's on a team that's already made. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and Adam, go ahead.
I just would like to say shout out to the Brooklyn Nets for making a fantastic move on. I think that's a good replacement. He's been I forget who he's been assistant coaching to.
You mean the Celtics, right? You said Celtics.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, the Celtics. My bad.
Kevin Durant.
No, my bad. So yeah, shout out to the Celtics definitely for that hire. I just hope that the theme that runs in Boston doesn't necessarily continue to pan out, because I know that they don't necessarily give the respect to African American coaches like how they do other coaches in Boston. So I just hope things change for the better. Shout out to the Dallas Mavericks for getting rid of Rick Carlisle. I think it was time for him to go. Also,
Well, they didn't get rid of him, but I hear you.
I think with the move with Chauncey Billups, I said it on Talk Your Ish. I think Dame is probably going to be more eager to leave now, and it's unfortunate, but because I know Dame was on the record of saying that he wanted Jason Kidd, and the fact that he didn't get Jason Kidd definitely, from what I've been reading, has not sat well with him, and it's showing that the Blazers continue to fail on anything that he asked for at this point, and they want him to be the franchise player, and that's not necessarily going to continue to work out if this continues to happen. So, as far as the three teams that don't necessarily have a coach right now, I know Miss Sharon may roll her eyes or whatever, but I would love to see Mark Jackson get at least an interview with one of those three teams. I'm just going to put it out there. I believe Mark Jackson definitely deserves a second chance. I think he could definitely do wonders with one of these three teams, and that's all I'm going to say.
Well, so just Adam, just to so the thing with the Jason Kidd thing going to Portland, that wouldn't have worked because one of his past assault things was against somebody who's on the staff in Portland. So like you can't have that mixing. So that's bigger than just the Dame thing and all this stuff. And so and I don't know much about the I me like guy about who going to Boston, but I trust in him because he's engaged to Nia Long. So I'm just saying, like, if you make smart decisions in life, like they probably gonna line up in different places.
Okay, come on.
So I'm just
come on.
Being
engaged to Nia Long is not going to make him a great coach.
I'm not saying but he knows how to make good decisions. That's what I'm saying. He knows how to make good decisions.
You see, Russell Wilson got with Sierra and threw the ball at the 1 yard line. Stop it, bro.
That's not him. That has nothing to do with him. Okay, that's coaching. I mean, y'all got to get to the Super Bowl first before you
got You got one. Stop it.
Well, all I got to say is I don't care. I don't want to see Mark Jackson coaching nowhere. Sorry.
We're gonna have to have a segment that is just Sharon talking about who she don't like.
I don't like him. I don't think he's a good coach. I didn't like him as a player, but I just don't think he's a good coach.
Well, no, Miss Sharon, it's not that. Like, I'm just intrigued to learn the people that you don't like and why. Because I'm more intrigued like the why. Like, because you have good reasoning and stories.
I do. I have reasons and stories. But I like more people than I dislike.
So I'm just intrigued. So we're gonna have to come up with a segment. Like we're gonna figure that out. So Jake, go somewhere. Jake, like stop it. So this is what I'm very intrigued about because there's been talks that the Wizards are intrigued about Becky Hammon going as the head coach. So is the NBA and North America, because you got to distinguish, I like to distinguish, ready for a woman head coach? Is the NBA actually ready for that? So I'm coming to you last, Miss Sharon. I'm gonna let you knock this one out the park and come last. Adam, I'm gonna start with you. What you think?
I definitely think it's time. I definitely think the NBA is ready. I mean, if there's one professional sport organization that has proved in North America time and time again that tries to be ahead of the curve, it's the NBA. And I feel like with the NBA being one of, if not the best, North American sports platform for professionals in North America, I feel like with the woman being head coach, it's another step forward with them leading from the front and not playing catch up with these other leagues. And plus, the woman that we are talking about, especially the woman that's in the picture, in Becky, she has been studying under Popovich for a while now. And I think I can just mic drop at that right there and let you know that I'm pretty darn sure she has at least half the knowledge, if not more, of Popovich to be able to coach like him or somewhat of a tree or a descendant of a tree from him. And yeah, I definitely think that Becky would be making a great coach, and it's definitely time for her. And if not her, then somebody else for sure.
Yeah. Czar.
Oh yeah, no, we're definitely. I mean, we've been ready. I mean, if they hired a female head coach, I mean, obviously it would be a shock at first, like anything, but it would then just boil down to performance. She was to perform. It would just settle and have that balance. But while again, this has been a big discussion. She may be qualified. She is on the Spurs staff. I would like to see. There's other females that I would also like to see get a job, like Don Staley, Cheryl Miller. Not sure if Cheryl Miller is interested in getting a job. I think she has been before when there wasn't no chance at them hiring a female at the time. I mean, they still haven't hired one now. But Don Staley, I know, interviewed, I believe, for Orlando or Portland. I think one of those teams. Obviously, she didn't get the Portland job. I just can't remember which one she interviewed for, but I did read that last week. Obviously, she's not hired, but I think she would do a damn good job. Just her leadership. It seems like there's something about ex-point guards, as well. Speaking of Mark Jackson, who I actually think is a very good coach. I live out here in the Bay. The Warriors were dismal for years, and he came in on a 20-something win team that was terrible and built that team up to get fired for some bullshit. So, I don't like the Warriors at all, believe me. But Steve Kerr, congratulations. Steve Kerr got a gift handed to him. But anyway, so yeah, no, I believe we're ready for it, and we'll see what happens. But I think we'll definitely be ready for it. We had a black president, so if we were ready for that. We're ready for anything.
Josh, go ahead.
I mean, if gay people coming out playing in the sports, so why not? You know what I mean? We got dudes digging their chicks. So
okay, hold on. How does that correlate with women being? I'm just throwing it out there. How does that correlate with women?
Because I'm saying, if a dude want to be a chick, and if a chick want to be a dude, why not have a gay person? I mean, if they gay, they gay. I mean, let a woman. I'm saying, if gay people want to come out and play, why not have a woman play? I mean, be a coach.
All right.
Okay, Sharon. I don't know what to do after that. So.
Well,
It's
okay.
equal
So
rights, right? They want to talk about equal rights.
So the question is the NBA in North America ready for a woman head coach? Sure. They're ready. We're ready. We're ready for it. But here's my thing. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you guys, and I know I've shared it in 2MW Sports 360, the sports group that I started out in. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Trisha Joy and all the folks in 2MW. But I don't believe that men should coach women's sports, and I don't think that women should coach men's sports. I just don't. I would prefer if the men coach men in the NBA and women coach women in the WNBA. That would be utopia for me.
You don't think that would be kind of like not segregated? You know what I mean, but like going backwards though.
No, I don't think it's
genderizing.
No, I don't. And the reason why is because my reasoning about it is not a sexist reason. My reason is, as much as I believe in the equal rights of women and equal pay for equal work, I do understand that men and women relate differently, and when we communicate differently. And no, Jake, that's not. Jake already got an opinion, and he's not even waiting for my explanation as to where I'm coming from. Don't even know my perspective on it. I just said what I believe, but I didn't tell you why, and you already commenting, talking about I'm going backwards. But anyway, like I was saying, the reason why I feel this way is that when men are in a locker room, when they're talking about things, it's a different language than we speak. And women can be easily offended by stuff that they really we shouldn't even really be hearing, number one. And number two, we shouldn't be offended by it. It's just men talking shit. And there's nothing wrong with it. But when we're there, then they have to watch what they say. Because the next thing you know, if a woman is around, she can go to the front office and complain because they said something that made her feel uncomfortable. And remember, we are dealing with a league that's 70, 80 some percent black. And you know what happens with those white tears and the women crying, I was afraid. That is so easily done. And I am looking at a protection mode, and especially of the black men, but the white men do, the non-black men do, Latino, whatever you are. I'm just looking at that because it's easy for a woman to say, you know what, I felt what he said made me feel uncomfortable. Remember a little while ago in the WNBA, a coach got fined for making a comment about the weight of an opponent on the other WNBA team.
Yeah, they're cool now, but yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Now remember how upset she got about that?
Mm-hmm.
But when he said it, he was not saying it in a way that was demeaning to women in general. He was just talking about protecting his player from getting bowled over by a woman who is twice his player size. And she took offense to it, but that's a language thing. And I remember when she came out with the video and I'm watching it and all these women are chiming in. And I'm just sitting there looking at this, shaking my head like, not this time, sis. This was not that.
Right.
And the line is so thin. And it's going to, I believe it opens the doors to a whole lot of more misunderstanding. Now, somebody will say, nah, Sharon, you're full of shit, because look at all these men coaching in the WNBA. You don't see there being any problems. Yes, there is. We just don't hear about it.
True.
And I will tell you, for an example, I have a source. I wish Justin was really here live so he could hear me say I have a source, because he's questioning my sources lately. But anyway, I have a source that told me that bad blood between Candace Parker and Derek Fisher is real. And that's part of the reason why she's no longer with the LA Sparks. And part of that is the way he communicates to the young ladies. It's just the way that it's done. So I'm not in a rush to see women coach in the NBA, but I am in a rush to get some of those men out of the WNBA, because I feel like they're taking jobs from women who should be coaching in the WNBA. But since no one agrees with me and it's going to happen, rah. I'm all for women coaching in the NBA. Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Nobody's listening to Cher, right? So it's going to happen. My question is, when they get these jobs, I hope they get these jobs because they are the best person for the job. They are the most qualified and ready, and not just because they want to be the first to hire a woman. That's what I'm hoping.
No, definitely true. So I have one question for you, though, Ms. Sharon. So what's the difference between like this and then, in a sense, genderizing classrooms and work environments?
They're not in the locker room taking clothes off and taking showers and stuff. It's a different environment.
But you're only taking one element of the job then.
I know I am.
Okay, I just want to make sure, like, across, like
what I'm saying, it's not just limited to the locker room and the shower, but it's also practice in the locker room and the training room and all of that too. I'm looking at all of that.
But see, but you, like, somebody would say, like, that'd be like, oh, like, well, a woman shouldn't supervise men at their job because they don't understand them at their job. Like,
it's a different story to me.
We're talking about practice.
Yeah, it's a different story to me. It's a different
very interesting topic. I mean, I do agree, and Rashad, I'll come to you right after this. I do, don't listen to Jay. The thing I agree with you in the sense of, like, it's always been odd to me in the sense of, like, how so many men can have the positions, like, especially in the woman-led sports. Like, you got old boy at UConn that's just been sitting there forever, and everything, and that's just talent. So it's like, but I mean, like when I look at it at this aspect, and it's like, but then that's because I look at the whole world, and it's like, well, then that would.
But please understand where I'm coming from.
No, I do. No, I just want to get an understanding.
But please understand this. I'm not calling for Ariema to never coach UConn again. I'm not calling for that. I'm just saying, and I understand why it happened in the first place. I understand all of that. I'm just saying, optimally for Shannon, that's the way I feel it should be. It's not going to be that. But I feel like it alleviates a whole bunch of problems in sports. And sports is a different animal than the average workplace. It's not the same.
Okay. That's how I see it. I just wanted to, like, I'm always trying to go from the micro and take it to the macro. So just I get you, Sharon. I understand. Rashad. What you are, is the NBA and North America ready for a woman head coach?
I think so, but they're gonna have to be, because this society we live in is pushing that. No matter what, I'm all for equal opportunity. I'm all for equal rights. I'm all for women's rights. I'm all for everything. I think everybody have a shot to equality, no matter what. But at the same time, though, this uncharted territory when you're talking about a woman being the head coach of a predominantly Black and also predominantly male sport. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot, because grown men rarely take orders from other grown men. They have a hard time doing that. So when you have a woman in place of power like that, it's gonna take a lot, man. It's gonna take a lot of fighting. And honestly, it takes even yourself, in a sense, in the locker room. You can't have those manly talks. You can't have those conversations because you have a woman present in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? And that goes a long way. And certain things aren't going to be said because you have a woman that's the lead. But look, I hope she gets the job. More power to her. I wish her nothing but the best in her endeavor. But honestly, I just think women should not be head coaches in a predominantly male dominant profession. That's just how I feel.
All right, so this is my night of pushback, because every time, and I see all points. This isn't, but I got to play devil's advocate, especially in these sports, these male sports, and especially a lot of them are Black men for the most part. Who do they thank for everything? They mama. So it's like, I mean, we got the famous scene of KD, right, like up there with his mom, and like she the real MVP and everything, and so like. What's really? I honestly think it would be fine. They just haven't had the opportunity. Like when you're so used to one thing all the time, like one thing. So, but we know that they have these assistants and stuff are there. The attendance. So I know it's a different responsibility role, but it's the environment. But it's like, if because I don't know how everybody is. I go to my mom's house and my mom say one thing. I'm on froze mode. So it don't matter. So, but it's like when I have women supervisors, there's respect there as well. Respect is lost when I learn not to respect you as the person, and so that's that real element. I've had wax.
Get that, Doug.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I get that, Doug. But I'm looking at it from a standpoint. Look, I love my mama. She's amazing, but that doesn't mean I want to take.
Happy belated birthday, Mama.
That doesn't mean I want to take. Right. Appreciate that. That doesn't mean I want to take my mom to an all guys trip, or that doesn't mean I want to take my mom to the club just because she been look at it like that. Just because I love my mom and she's my big person, she can't do everything I do. You know what I'm saying? She can't go everywhere I go. She can't count everybody I'm around. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
ain't going to the club with the players.
Well, I'm just saying though. I'm just using that as, you know.
No,
I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
I just feel like you can't involve every. You just can't involve that multi figure in everything you do. So again. I hope she gets the job. That'd be dope. But for her and for women's rights and just the landscape of sports. But if I'm really being real, I don't think that's gonna go over well in this kind of profession. I just don't think at all.
We need some more people watching the show because I'm getting tired of Jay comments. I'm gonna just say that. So very interesting topic. I might have to cover this on the Dig on Doug podcast as well. Because this is very interesting. So we're gonna move on to the next topic. So Team USA, Jalen Rose has some very interesting comments. This was one of the things he said. But this level of, and I got a word for it. Kevin Love is on the team because of tokenism. Don't be scared to make an all-black team representing the United States of America. I'm disappointed by that. Anybody that watched the league this year knows Kevin Love did not have a stellar season, was not the best player on his team, and did not necessarily deserve to be on the squad. And I'm not going to take him off the squad and not put somebody else on it. I'm going to tell you whose spot that should be. And so just a couple of days later, he backtracked it a little bit, said he wanted to apologize right now to the game, because that's what the game made me. Rose said was apologizing for his comments. I was raised by all-time greats, and you know what I would never want to do, disappoint Rose's late mother, going back to Mama's, Jenny Rose, or disappoint the all-time greats, and that raised him. So I just want to get your guys' take on what you think about his comments. We always get the political step back when the paycheck people start to come down on the NBA. But Adam, what do you think about this?
I just think that it's as far as Jalen's comments, I have no problem with it. The thing I have with is the apology, because I know ESPN had their hand in it in some form of fashion because of the fact that he's a member of that Disney branch organization. Because when you're a part of Disney, you got to be clean, and anything that you say can be used against you with them. And I just feel like, Jalen should have a right to his own opinion, but because of the fact that he works for ESPN, he had to take kind of like a step back. At the end of the day, when he first said what he said, he had full time of day to think about what he said. I feel like he should have just stuck to his guns and just left it at that. Kevin Love, I feel like, he's a grown man. He's also entitled to his opinion to reach out to Jalen Rose. I'm pretty sure he has the resources to get his contact information or whatever the case may be. Jake, we're not talking about jaw lines. But, I just feel like, Jalen's comments are valid and he had a right to his opinion. I think that he should have, just stuck to his guns.
Yeah. Josh.
I don't really watch the Olympics, but I get what he's saying. You know what I mean? Kevin Love was trash the whole year, even if I don't even know if he played. You know what I mean? So I don't remember him playing at all. So I get why Jalen said it. But if he don't say it, you ain't got to backtrack on nothing. So he was right. But at the end of the day, a lot of people back out. I think a few players already backed out the Olympics though. But I think somebody else definitely deserved it though. But Jalen should have just doubled down on what he said, or just yeah, just don't apologize if you say what you're gonna say.
Yeah. Sharon.
Okay, so I love Jalen Rose.
Oh, okay. I thought we were getting. I don't know.
I
No.
wanted to start with that because you think I hate everybody. I don't. I love Jalen Rose. Even though I am a Spartan and he's a Wolverine, I have come to grow and love him and respect him for his craft. I really do. But I had a little bit of problem with what he said. I agree that Kevin Love did not have a great year. But first of all, I thought that being on the Olympics is a decision that the player gets to make, whether or not they want to be on the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that they were chosen. I thought they had to all try out. And then if you make the cut, then you're on the team. And if you don't, you sent packing. That's what I thought.
No, I think it's invite. I think it's invite now.
Is it invite now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I've been asking people and I haven't been able to find that answer out. Okay, so if it's invite, then that means he was invited. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, then I would agree that he didn't deserve a spot on the roster. But what I'm very careful about is his use of the word tokenism. We have no proof or no reason to believe that they just did not want to send an all-black team to the Olympics. I don't know where he's getting that from. And he went all the way back to when the Dream Team brought Christian Laettner. But how many teams have we had since the Dream Team? Were all of them all black? Weren't they? Hasn't there been a couple of all black teams? I don't know. I don't know if there has or not.
The last one we sent, I think, was all black.
Yeah, so I'm not sure that I'm not sure that was the reason, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure that was the reason. But even if it's an invitation, I am sure that they put feelers out to say, hey, we're trying to select our Olympic team. Are you interested in going? And players are saying, no, don't even consider me because I don't want to go. So if that's the case, if you've got players that played better than him that were not interested in going to the Olympics, then that narrows the pool of available players to go. You got to look at that. I don't know any of this information. I haven't fact checked any of it. I'm just thinking. These are my thoughts. But I feel like we have to be very careful using the accusation of tokenism unless we have a little bit more proof than he was invited and he had a terrible year. You get what I'm saying? I just need more than that for it to sound or feel like tokenism for me.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, but about the apology, I don't have any problems with him voicing his opinion. I also don't have any problem with him apologizing. And the reason why is because we all say things on Monday and then on Tuesday can have a change of thought, change of heart. And then when you do, then you should apologize for what you said. Hey, Monday I felt this way, but I had a chance to think about it. Let me dial that back some. I have. I mean, I'm sure we all have. So I don't have any problem with the apology. I understand about sticking to your guns, but if he actually had a change of heart, then he should have expressed it. And that's what he did. So I don't have any problem with that.
All right. Rashad.
I agree. He should have stuck to what he said, and honestly, using a word like she said, tokenism, that's a tricky word because that can be taken very offensively, and it can use. I don't think that word is ever used in a good light, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of disagree with that, with him on that. But outside of that, I kind of agree with whatever everybody has said the consensus regarding their.
Yeah, Czar.
I mean, yeah, on this one, I have to just pretty much, bounce off what everyone's saying. I never like when especially someone like Jalen Rose, who I know and respect and, know where he's from and what he's about, and always, is true to his word and he's not a yes, sir type guy. So for him to kind of, again, we don't know if he had a change of heart or if ESPN dabbled. I mean, if my gut says he was kind of asked to do this, I don't think he was like, you know what, I changed my mind. I just knowing Jalen Rose, I don't think he changed his mind. I think someone was in his ear, hey, blah, blah, whatever the case. But regardless, he was 100% right. Again, the tokenism word is the only thing that maybe I wouldn't have said, but him saying, why he made the team and, so forth, I definitely agree 100%. And, and I believe that even though the last team we did send was an all-black team, if I'm not mistaken, but then since then, with how we've been over the last 5-6 years as a country, obviously with the presidency that we went through and how the country has went backwards, in my opinion, with racism and, the splitting of the country. I think now it's even more on tippy toes at this time that they did not want to send an all-black team and wanted to have representation, of a white guy on the team. So I would have stuck to my guns. Only way I apologize about anything is if you say something out of text or that's derogatory within it. And again, the only thing you can look at is tokenism. Is that derogatory? Not necessarily derogatory. So I felt he shouldn't apologize. That's his opinion. He didn't say anything, that's, out of text, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, no. So I mean, it's definitely an interesting. I got an echo on some end. Definitely an interesting topic. I mean, just touching on it, like I was going to touch on what you touched on, Zara, just in the sense of our heightened culture and everything of what it is now. And so maybe are they potentially looking at that? I mean, I know I just like Josh said. I mean, I don't pay that much attention to basketball, but I ain't heard Kevin Love name unless they talking about the mental health stuff. So that's more so where I hear Kevin Love name currently. And then I know there's trade rumors and all this stuff potentially, but nothing outside of that. So I mean, it's definitely interesting, interesting walk and everything of what he said. And I mean, that's also one of the things, and kind of reaches if we get to the question in the open floor. When you have certain bosses and you work certain places, there's only so much string you can get sometimes to really dabble and look into some different stuff. So sometimes they'll try to pull your card on things. So it's just always interesting. I mean, just that's the Go ahead, Sharon.
One of the things that struck me though is I'm not necessarily sure ESPN pulled his collar and said you shouldn't have said that. And what has me feeling this way is what he said in his apology when he brought up his mom and them and not wanting to disappoint representing them. That tells me somebody in their family probably said something to him saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't have said that in that way. I mean, what would your mom say? What would your auntie say? What would your grandma say if they heard you talking this way? That's what I think. I don't necessarily feel it was his bosses at ESPN.
So Sharon,
and I know now, every time any ESPN employee does or says something, our immediate reaction is they're going to make him apologize. They're going to make them do this. We all say it all the time. That's our first thought. But I'm just want to caution y'all. It may not have happened this time. That's all.
So what I want to say, let me reword mine because I agree with you. So even though I did say ESPN, because like you said, it's the first thing that come to thought. What I guess better way of saying it, I still don't think he had a change of heart I think something was in his ear.
Right.
But maybe that's
I
a
think
better
it
way
might
to
have
put
been
it.
a family member or something.
That's what. Yes.
I think he did have a change of heart, but I don't think I think he may not have gotten that change of heart on his own. Can we agree on that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think somebody might have brought him to the light on it.
I know Jalen Rose is a tough cookie. He goes against the grain. He says what he wants usually, like it's a la Charles Barkley.
And he says what he says. He will say you quick.
So he had to have a partially, change because he usually sticks to his guns.
He does.
Well, the thing is, they both could have happened.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they both would have.
And because the thing is, we've heard that ESPN, will tug on people's collars and stuff. So it's something that we can't not say potentially probably happened because we've heard about these incidents and stuff before. But it could also be family members and friends, and like he touched on the greats and everything, talking about it as well. So
hey, it could have been his wife Molly, who also works for ESPN, who he loves dearly. You know what? That's what I say now. Thinking about it, and she's the one that can talk him into changing to, hey, honey, we both work here. Keep it cool. I don't know.
That's true. She could have. And I don't think it makes him soft. Somebody put in the comments soft. I don't think it makes him soft by apologizing. I don't have any problem with him apologizing because if he had a change of heart, no matter how he got there, I don't think that makes him soft.
This guy. Yeah. So, Scottie Pippen. Whole lot going on with Scottie Pippen nowadays. Josh, I'm gonna try to play the video. My computer's acting up. It's just a weird technology day to day for real. So
it's real. My computer too.
Like I'm just like, bro, I can't catch a break. So let me see.
One of them days, man.
For real.
But if not, it's all good.
Y'all can see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna play this. So.
And I'm always making headlines. I need to keep my mouth closed.
Is there anything that you want to clarify, put in context from the GQ article?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Not really. I think with the Kevin Durant thing, I think that people may not have understood the question asking me, had he surpassed LeBron James? From a standpoint of looking at it at basketball and what LeBron James have been able to do from carrying a team, I don't think Kevin Durant is at a position where I can say that he surpassed LeBron James.
Yeah, and you're just being an analyst here looking at this. It didn't feel personal, but it felt like Kevin took it personally. Is that how you kind of assess that?
Yeah, and that's kind of how Kevin takes anything, unless you're praising him and pushing him up. And I wasn't trying to in any way belittle him. I think he's a very talented player. He's shown that he's MVP. He has 2 finals MVPs, but still, the question that I answered was based on him and LeBron's comparison.
And we got one more for you.
Like you said you need to read between the fine lines, and then you go on to say it was a racial move to give him, Tony Kukoc, a rod.
So, if you knew that Scottie Pippen had been with the Bulls from '87, bellowed through the Pistons, and every other team that we had to get to those 3 championships, wouldn't you give Scottie Pippen one opportunity to get a last-second shot without Michael Jordan? Like, 1 year without Michael Jordan. Can I get one shot? Like, I'm doing all the dirty work.
But all of that I understand from the basketball standpoint. But when you say a racial move,
well, why would Tony, who was a rookie, get the last-second shot and you put me up for bounds? That's what I mean, racial. Like, that was Scottie Pippen's team.
But
Scottie
Phil,
Pippen was on pace to be an MVP that year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why would you put him in a position not to be successful? Why wouldn't you put him in a position to succeed? Michael Jordan is not there. So who's next in line for you?
But have you talked to Phil about this? Because by saying a racial move, then you're calling Phil a racist.
I don't got a problem with that.
Do you think Phil was or is?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Do you remember Phil Jackson left the Lakers, wrote a book on Kobe Bryant, and then came back and coached him? I mean, who would do that? You name someone in professional sports that would do that. You know? I think he tried to expose Kobe in a way that he shouldn't have. You're the head coach, and you're the guy that sits in the locker room and tells the players, this is a circle, and everything stays within the circle, because that's what team is about. But you as the head coach, open it up. And now you go out and you try to belittle, at that time, probably one of the greatest players in the game.
Well, it feels like he's disloyal. I don't know if that makes him a racist.
Well, that's your way of putting it out, and I have my way. I was in the locker room with him. I was in practices with him.
All right, so Scottie Pippen, everybody.
He is. Let me go real quick.
Go ahead, Rashad.
Scottie got a lot of demons and a lot of things that he just hasn't settled throughout his life. He hasn't put to bed. And the one thing is being in Mike's shadow. Another thing is his wife being Thoughtsville out off the court. He still ain't happy about that. And all that stuff that went on with his wife, with his ex-wife. And then he has the fact that he never won an MVP. He was never looked at as Mike, even though he's still one of the greatest players of all time. And then you look at when Mike left and his contract. Pippen's contract was a steal it was horrible. It was a horrible contract that he signed. It was a great contract for the organization. It was an awful contract for him. And he never got the money he deserved throughout his entire basketball career. He never got the money he deserved in Chicago. He never got the money he deserved when he was in Portland. And so forth. And then when he was with Houston and so forth. So to me, he just got a lot of issues that he hasn't put to bed. And because to sit here and call Phil a racist is laughable. It's laughable. It truly is. So to me, I look at him. You're jealous of Kukoc. You're jealous of not having that success Mike had, in a sense, not getting that credit Mike got. Because again, when Mike was down, Pippen carried the squad. But at the same time, you just weren't looked at as that in that light. And again, as talented as Pippen is, he's off his rocker now. He's literally off his rocker. And I pray for him. I hope he seeks help. But the man's off his rocker.
Yeah, go ahead, Czar.
Well, y'all know this is near and dear. That's like my best times of sports. Along with the triplets in the NFL, obviously, and this both was in the '90s, which was my highlight. So I'm sure all of us have played some type of organized sport, and I'm sure. When I had no problem with Pippen being upset, even back then, that he didn't get called for the shot because everybody was surprised. However, I wouldn't have sat. I would have went in and I would have just dealt with it, later behind closed doors, whatever the case may be. But the fact that he quit, and like I said, you guys know the story in the locker room after, people were crying. Bill Cartwright was crying. And he said, dude, I can't believe you quit on us. Like, it was really emotional. And he apologized. And the funny thing is, he apologized to this day. But what kills me, he has a chance to clear his name, and he says, "You know what? If I had to do it again, I would do the same thing." And I'm like, dude, why would you say that? Like that's why are you apologizing if you just said you would do the same thing again? So anyway, for me, Pippen was fine over these years. I mean, I don't know in his mind. We don't know. We can't read people's minds. But until The Last Dance came out, when in his eyes he got exposed, because now the whole world knows what happened. Not only that he put off the back surgery in the summer to then miss games for the last championship, a year, to then have surgery so that he could be out because he was upset with the contract that Rashad was just talking about. And like, dude, that's selfish. You can't be upset. The documentary was accurate. You can't be upset at the choices that you made. And at the end, he was redeemed when he played on a bad back in the finals in '98. The dude couldn't walk. But he hustled it. He went out there. He was a scapegoat, and it showed. The man matured, and people were like, "Okay, great, he redeemed himself." But again, Scottie Pippen, as soon as that came out, oh man, I look like this. Y'all said all this about me. So in my opinion, all this is about he just felt embarrassed. He felt exposed on The Last Dance. Ever since that came out, then he writes a book and all this stuff. So in my opinion, he's just in his feelings. That's just all I think. All I think it is that he's human. We got feelings, and that's just where he's at right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, the book thing is different because
and I agree.
Oh, go ahead, Rashad.
No, I agree. I was saying I agree wholeheartedly with Czar because it's funny because he's been getting drugged media-wise off the court. He's been getting drugged in his personal life with his ex-wife and her dating Future and cheating on him with everybody else or whatever. Now he's getting drugged publicly with sports as regard to his professional sports career. So now he's just you're right. He's in his feelings and he's at a situation where he doesn't really have nowhere to go. He's kind of in a bind because his personal life is awful and his professional career, as far as the NBA goes, his legacy is tarnished now. So now he doesn't really have a leg to stand on. Because everybody knows he was a selfish individual as a professional athlete. You know what I'm saying? And you look weak because your wife is out here dragging you too in your personal life. So he's in his feelings, and like I said, he's off his rocker, and he got some demons he needs to face and get together to get right. I pray for Pitt. He's one of my favorite players growing up, but he got to get right.
Josh.
Hey, I agree with him on the KD situation. Like, he was just giving his analyst opinion, and pretty much a lot of people agree with him. But KD gonna fire back, so I mean, I agree with him on that. But as far as Pippen situation, the Phil Jackson situation, like Rashad said, Czar said he battling them demons. He in his feelings ever since The Last Dance, and I don't know if he's trying to sell his book or what, but he's saying some reckless stuff though. But I mean, as we all know, Phil Jackson is not I don't believe he's racist, but I heard that in 2005 that he joined Phil Jackson's coaching staff. So if he was that racist, you know what I mean, why would you join the staff if you feel that he's racist? So to me, that Pippen just sounds stupid. I don't want to say that word, but he sounds dumb.
Go ahead, Sharon.
I'm very disappointed in Scottie Pippen because I love Scottie Pippen. I've always liked him. And to hear him say some of the things that he's saying lately is just been crazy. It's like crack kills or something. I don't know what's going on. But to equate what Phil Jackson did with Tony Kukoc to being a racial move, it just sounds ridiculous to me. I just don't feel like Phil Jackson would make that move for him to make that shot just because he was a white dude and Scotty's a black dude. I just don't see him trying to make Scotty feel like it wasn't his team, or I don't think that he was trying to do that. He was trying to win the game. And Kukoc made the shot like he had made it before. So I don't know, it just seemed like a reach to me. But apparently he said he's been around him, and I guess there's been some other things that he said around him that makes him feel like he could be a little racist. We all know some people like that. Let's be honest. I know some people like that. That's I'm acquainted with that are not black. That I look at them and sometimes and question, you might be a little racist. So I'm not going to dismiss it because I don't know Phil Jackson personally. So I don't know what Scottie Pippen has witnessed. But what I will question is why is he saying these things now? Why is he coming out with this book now? Why is he going to say the things that he's going to say in that book now? I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way.
Double A.
First and foremost, before I say what I'm gonna say, I just for the record, I'm not accusing of this being the situation because I don't live with Scottie Pippen. I don't know him personally or anything like that. But based upon what I've seen in that video, I've never seen that video before. That was my first time seeing that video. Mental health is a real thing. I just pray that, if what Scottie is going through is majority of his mental health, I definitely pray he uses the resources that he has in the right direction to get him the help that he needs. Pretty much everybody has covered it as far as on the court wise. He's one of the greatest. He's definitely one of the people who helped that Bulls dynasty become what it is today. He was definitely a large piece of the pie of that. And I just, again, like I said in the beginning, don't want to accuse him of having mental health issues. But if the case is that's what he's going through, I definitely pray that he is seeking the help that he needs, because that I never would suspect Scottie to say those things at all. Like apart from his KD, that's just an analysis perspective. But everything else, that just completely caught me off guard. So yeah, just prayers up to Scottie Pippen.
But we also a few things I'll say is one of the things we got to also to remember is there's always multiple sides to a story. Right. And we don't know like what folks have experienced. I'm not saying he's right or wrong. And then also like I know like we can say, oh, he's trying to sell the book. That book was in production in the process of being written before the same time The Last Dance was being written. So we can't say, oh, The Last Dance was written, he saw that, then wrote a book.
We might not can say that, but I'm sure the material, he got extra material that
extra material you can add to a book, but it takes a while to write a book, right, Miss Sharon? It takes a while.
Yes.
So like you not to, and especially for like athletes or whoever it is, like you're not turning over a book in 6 months, so it ain't happening. So it's part of that process. And the thing is also trauma is real, and trauma looks in a whole bunch of different ways. I'm not saying he has and doesn't have trauma, but if he's felt like this for this long and just held it in, I mean, it's just bubbling down to the surface. And but he's been functional in a different way and all this stuff and everything. Like, I'm sure, and yes, we know what Jordan is and everything and all that stuff. But being always called the second fiddle and everything, and like most people from the outside who didn't play the sport would be like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like you were second to Jordan and everything. But if you got a dog ego in you as well, that you were great, like you're not going to be like, oh, I don't want to be the second person. Like I'm sure, and this is just me guessing. Like I don't know because I don't know none of these people. Like I know there's probably like a little bit of Clay. Like yeah, Steph good, but like I'm Clay. Like you better remember that. Like I'm Clay. So there's always that dynamic of those kind of things, and from the outside looking into any situation is, and it could be like in relationships when people are like, oh, well, they got it good, but you don't know what them fights is on in the inside. You don't know when people ain't around and what's going on. So it's that real element of like, this is when like moments like this, like Adam said, this is moments when we should have more compassion for people and try to understand instead of just throw blocks on top of it. If you're a wrestling fan, think about a couple years ago when I forget who it was. They was fighting the Big Show, and they just threw a bunch of chairs on the Big Show, and he was just on the ground. Like, it's not a time to just pile on and just throw a bunch of stuff on. And just really understanding that, and like Josh said, like his critique of KD is real. Like, I mean, that's a real fact. Like, it's when it's on him, and like he has here is like KD can score better than LeBron, probably always have been able to, but has he surpassed LeBron? Nah, he tried to beat Milwaukee instead of utilizing his team. And that's just a honest, fair criticism and everything of what it is. But I would say if you haven't, because usually in this culture, people don't go and actually look at the full stuff. I read the GQ article. It's very interesting. Some really good just nuggets and stuff from there to really get a grasp of like his thought process and things of that nature. So any last comments or anything?
Yeah, I have to agree. The article was great.
Yeah.
When you read the whole article, it's kind of sad to me that the I don't want to just say the media, but everybody really is just picking out those two things to talk about, because that article is really a good article.
Yeah.
And he's, like you said, he's got a lot of good nuggets in there.
Mm-hmm.
And this hasn't changed my opinion of Scotty. I just feel like there's something going on, like Adam said. There's something going on. That's my view too.
Yeah, because he was on the Dan Levitar show last week, and it was a completely different like interview and conversation. So
completely different energy. Everything was different about him.
So hey, there's highs and lows to everything. So we're going since this was a Chicago Bulls thing, we're gonna flip it over to the Chicago Bulls. Man,
real quick, I had the question. People ask me, do Scottie Pippen get enough credit? And I mean, we had it on Instagram. Half said yes and half said no. So I wanted to get you guys thoughts on that real quick.
So yeah, folks, Sharon, does Scottie Pippen get enough credit for the Bulls dynasty?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't get the only time. This is what happens with Scottie Pippen. Jordan haters use him to discredit Jordan.
Right.
LeBron haters use him to discredit LeBron. And what I mean by this is they take Scottie Pippen and they say, well, he was doing all that. Jordan was the team. And then you got the people who hate Jordan who say, well, Jordan couldn't win without Scottie Pippen. But then you got the people arguing back and forth on that, saying, well, no, yeah, but that doesn't mean that Scottie Pippen was that valuable. Jordan has said many times, there is no championships without Scottie Pippen. It still doesn't mean that Jordan wasn't the GOAT. It just means exactly what he said. In any team sport, you got pieces, and they have 5 on them at a time. And in this makeup, if this piece is missing, it ain't going down that way. Doesn't mean that this piece is the greatest thing in the team, or they couldn't possibly win with anybody else but this person. It's in the past tense. The games have already taken place. So looking back, no, they don't win those without Scotty. Who else could have put there? We'll never know. It didn't happen that way. But no, he doesn't get the credit he deserves. Some of that is his own fault because of some of the selfishness that he displayed. He can't live that down. People won't let him live it down. I don't know why they picked him to not allow him to live it down. But for some reason, fans have not allowed him to live that narrative down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's rather unfair to him. He wasn't named one of the 50 greatest NBA players for nothing just because of Jordan. He was named that because he was a great damn player. And on both sides of the ball. And I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, he doesn't get the respect he deserves. But one thing I know about that respect, you can't make anybody give it to you. If people don't want to give it to you, you're not going to get it. You can go run naked down Hollywood Boulevard. They're not going to change their mind. You might as well just forget it. So you got to find it within yourself to appreciate your greatness and don't worry about these jackasses in the street.
All right.
That's that mental health thing that we were talking about earlier.
We're going to keep that question going and just keep it short, guys, so we can transition to the next one. Adam.
I'm sorry, I took too long.
Does he get his credit, Adam?
No, I definitely don't think that he gets enough credit. I completely 100% agree with Aaron.
Josh.
I think he gets the right amount of credit because there has to be, you know what I'm saying, a number one player and a number two player. Saying he's a number two player, how's that not getting no credit? Mike already, like Sharon said, Mike already said that he wouldn't win those 6 championships without him. I mean, it's like, yo, you had a chance in the whole time you played with Mike, you had a chance to win MVPs, you had a chance to win finals MVPs, but did you do it? Nah. Because you're not that dude. You know what I'm saying? You was Robin to Mike. That's not a bad thing about Scotty. It's just that people say you the second fiddle to Mike. To me, that's not bad. I mean, it's like, when you think about Scottie Pippen, what's the biggest play that he made? There's not really much that you could think about. Like in that flu game, he was, you know what I'm saying? He didn't do anything in the flu game. But Mike needed him most in that flu game. Where was Pippen? Nowhere to be found. But the only thing you saw about Pippen in that flu game was him helping Mike to the bench because he was trash that game. Mike scored like 30-something points. He scored what? Less than 20? Mike balled out that game, you know what I'm saying? Why he had the flu. When is the other times that Pippen just, you know what I'm saying, balled out? You had plenty of times. And like people say, that's like saying that Jermaine Jackson was the reason why Jackson 5 was, you know what I'm saying, one of the best groups ever. Nah, it was Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan is the Michael Jackson of the Jackson 5, of the Chicago Bulls. I mean, it's just, it is what it is, man. Scotty get his due.
Rashad.
Let me say this on what he just said. It's not when you compare him to Jordan that he gets the disrespect, though, Josh. What I'm saying is when people compare Scottie Pippen to other players in the NBA,
okay, yeah,
they diminish his greatness a lot. And they'll say anybody is better than Scotty. Scotty wasn't all that. He played with Jordan.
I like Scotty better than Mike, though. That's the thing. So, but
he played with Jordan. He wasn't all that. He just played with Jordan. That's the only reason why he got anything, because he played with Jordan. He wasn't that good. It just looks like it because he played with Jordan.
That's what I don't talk to those. I can't talk to those people. Go ahead, Rashad.
Yeah.
But real quick, those the same people that don't give Kyrie his credit when he played against LeBron.
Absolutely.
Right. I agree. I don't think he gets I feel like I don't think he gets enough credit. But at the same time, again, when you playing with a superstar like Mike, it's gonna be hard to kind of because Mike is so great. Just like the reference Josh just put out with the Jackson 5. When you're next to Michael Jackson, it's gonna be hard to kind of eclipse that shadow because it's Michael Jackson. So again, Pippen, as great as he's been, as great as he is, I still don't think he gets enough credit. But unfortunately, bro, you fell into a great situation playing with one of the all-time greats, if not the greatest player to ever play the game, especially in that generation. So.
Czar.
So obviously, I'm a fan. I can look at this, as it is, and I think I'm like Josh. I think he gets the well. Nothing's exact or perfect, but I think he gets the exact credit he should get. The Jordan lovers discredit him a lot when they defend Jordan. When the LeBron lovers give Pippen all the credit, kind of like she said, because they want to move LeBron closer to Jordan or over Jordan, so they give credit way too much, Pippen way too much credit that he's the reason Jordan won. So it's a balance. So to me, it depends on what side you on. But as far as straight and narrow, Scottie Pippen's number 24 on the all-time NBA greatest list, the updated list, and in front of the likes of like Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, Dwayne Wade, George Gervin, Rick Barry, John Stockton, Clyde Drexler, Patrick Ewing. He's Allen Iverson, Jason Kidd. So I think he's got the exact credit. He's probably the best Robin. Some people consider Kobe Robin the first 8 years playing with Shaq. Obviously, he became Batman. But outside of that, Pippen's the greatest Robin, and pretty much everyone acknowledges that as the best duo. So I think he gets the exact credit he deserves. He just wants alpha credit, and he's not going to get alpha credit. He's not an alpha. So being top 24 all time, it's perfect. Perfect credit. It's about as close as good as you can get.
I always that NBA top 50 thing is always odd to me, but hey, to each his own. I mean, yeah, like Sharon said, and I'll keep it short. It takes a team because just like Steph Curry ain't great with them other four because as much as Steph Curry be running around, he needs screens. He can't run around like that if there ain't them other people out there. So, and one of the beautiful things about them and even like the Spurs, I would say, is those are true definitions of like teams and how everybody helps in that system and everything. So, Czar, I'm gonna give it to you, man.
Let's go. All right, what up? Welcome to the movie block with Czar. This is our second edition. Our first edition was a success, and a lot of support. And we're gonna go into round 2 and get y'all minds going and use your brain, and we're gonna make you think of some hard decisions. And let's go ahead and get to number 1. All righty. So we got you can keep only 3. So not 4, 3. You got Silence of the Lambs, Do the Right Thing, Goodfellas, Pulp Fiction, Boys in the Hood, Jaws, Shawshank Redemption, Schindler's List, and The Godfather. Let's start with Rashad. You get to keep 3 of these bad boys.
I gotta keep 3. I'm keeping Boys in the Hood for sure.
Off top.
For sure.
Yeah, I gotta keep Boys in the Hood for sure.
You are
the Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go The Godfather. I'm gonna go Do the Right Thing.
That's my same list, so I don't have to say anything else.
That's my same too. I'm with y'all.
Go ahead, Adam.
Godfather, Boys in the Hood, and Pulp Fiction.
Okay. Josh.
Boys in the Hood, Shawshank, and I think I saw the good. Oh no, Do the Right Thing.
Oh, we almost had the same one. You understand it? You missed it at the end.
I didn't see the Goodfellas though. Oh yeah, I think I did. I don't know.
But Shawshank's the greatest movie in my opinion. Personally, it's a masterpiece. So Shawshank is for sure. Boys in the Hood, number 2, and then Goodfellas for me. Is my 3. All right, so I think we got everybody there. All right, let's go ahead. We go to the.
I gotta go first here. I'm just like I mean, Eddie is the homie. Eddie is. I mean, I don't know him, but
No, I got you. I feel you. I'm the same way.
80 movies? Okay.
Yeah, all 80 movies. You can only keep 3.
I can only keep 3. So Coming to America, Harlem Nights, and Trading Places.
Okay, that's not.
Say
bad.
that one more time, Doug. I didn't.
Huh?
Say it one more time.
Harlem Nights, Coming to America, and Trading Places.
Okay.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Josh.
Coming to America, Harlem Nights, and Beverly Hills Cop.
They're supposed to be doing a 4th one too, I hear. Okay, Jake got Beverly Hills, 48 Hours, Trading Places. Okay. What you got, Double A?
I got Coming to America, Life, and Beverly Hills Cop.
Life. All right. So you shaking your head, Sharon. Go ahead and put it down. I know you don't like Life already. I already know.
Sharon, you don't like Life?
No.
Nah. Coming to America, Trading Places, and Boomerang. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Boomerang.
I ain't never seen it like that.
Man, you better watch it.
My mom got the VHS, so I might have to do it.
You might have to check that out.
I got the Blu. Hey, Josh, I got the Blu-ray, man. Don't do that.
Oh, yeah. We're going to check it out then.
All right. Rashad.
I'm gonna go Coming to America, Beverly Hills Cop, and Boomerang.
That's right, Rashad. Represent that Boomerang. That's right.
I love Boomerang.
I love
Those
that.
are 3 and 4 for me. Life and Trading Places are for sure. And then it came down to 48 Hours of Boomerang. And you know what? I love Boomerang, but it misses like the playing game. It lost to 48 Hours. It was the Warriors. So I'm going with 48 Hours. Life, Trading Places, and 40 Hours. Well, I guess for now on, I'll be good for now on, Mr. Weeks. All right. Where Daddy, stop it, Jake. These is grown-up movies. Not after he had kids.
Hey, Daddy Daycare over here, man.
Hey, Daddy Daycare was a good movie, though. Daddy Daycare was a good movie.
Hey, I'm living it right now.
It ain't on the level of these, though.
Yeah, no, it ain't on this level, though.
Right. All right. We're going to go to number 3. All right. So, who was the coldest? Basically meaning, like, who was, like, to you, like, who was the man who did it the best? Or, like, who was the meanest, who was the coolest? Like, however you want to, in your own interpretation, when someone say who was the coldest, you only pick one. So, we got, Frank Lucas from American Gangster. We got Ace from Paid in Full. We got Nino Brown from New Jack City. We got Tony Montana from Scarface. I forgot Johnny Depp's name in Blow, but it's a true story. I forgot his name. We got the big homie Samson from Half Baked at the bottom. And then we got the new Superfly on the bottom right. Let's start with, I don't think Josh seen too many. So go ahead, Josh. Out of who you've seen, who's the coldest?
Of course, off top, Ace Boogie.
Go with Ace?
Yeah.
Okay. What you got, Double A?
I'm gonna go with Tony Montana.
All right. Okay. And Sharon.
I gotta go with the smoothest and the coldest, Frank Lucas.
Frank. Okay. And then Rashad.
I gotta go Frank Lucas. Denzel.
Well, all right. There's 2 right there. And then Big Doug.
Oh yeah, Frank. I mean, when he murked that old boy with that sugar container.
Yes. He wasn't no joke.
Who was that?
Frank Lucas. So ain't nobody picking Samson from Half Baked, huh?
I ain't never seen it.
All right. Well, for me, it was between. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of these. But kind of personal for me was between Ace and Nino. Since no one chose Nino, I'm gonna go with Nino. New Jack City is cold, so
yeah. I told you I gotta see that one.
Yeah, we're gonna check it out. All right, let's roll. We got 2 more, I believe. Roll to the next one.
We get like I think when y'all watch these movies, y'all gotta do like live stream or something like with Josh, so we can see like reactions and stuff.
Yeah,
that's all good. We can do that.
It should be a show. We need a show.
All right, one gotta go. So the theme here obviously is black horror films. You got Tales from the Hood. You got Us. You got Candyman. You got People Under the Stairs, and you got Get Out. So basically, you get rid of the one that you like the least, and let's kick it off. Let's go with Doug this time.
Man, this is tough. Like when I was putting this together, I was like, how am I supposed to? I mean, if I got it.
Well, by the way, Doug, did y'all see the new trailer for the new Candyman?
Yeah, no, the one that was supposed to get released last year, but didn't.
No, I'm talking about they just released a new trailer. No, it didn't come out yet.
Yeah, no, I know. It was supposed to come out last year, but it didn't.
Right, they held it because of COVID.
Yeah.
They just released a trailer. I posted it on Facebook, I think yesterday. It looks incredible. Right?
Okay, yeah, but I mean, when it comes to this list, if one got to go, I'm gonna, even though I like it, I'm gonna take out Us.
Ooh, okay. You tripping, Jay?
See,
Jay,
I'm gonna take out Get Out. I'm gonna take out Get Out.
What? Woo. Okay. All right. Sharon?
I haven't seen any one of these.
Real? Are you not a horror person now?
I haven't seen either one of them.
God feels good. He's not alone.
Now, old school horror movies I've seen, but these, no, I
I got
haven't seen
you.
any of these.
All right, no worries. Adam.
I'm saying Us gotta go.
Yes. See, for me, and funny enough, I know to the public that's seen these and horror fans, there's kind of a hard one, but for me, I love all four. And 4 and 5, I love. I did not like The People Under the Stairs, the Wes Craven film.
Yeah, I didn't see that, so that would be the one that got to go for me.
I don't like it, so I was not a fan of it, but it was the 90s. This is somewhat older. It was the oldest of the 5 there. Well, Tales from the Hood also came out in the 90s.
Us was just weird, though.
Bruh, when that man had his lips sewed and then they cut it open, bruh.
Oh, yeah.
Us was, I don't know, it was just a weird one.
But just the dude wearing the little crazy little outfit running through the house, like, I don't know, man. People love that movie.
But see, you was like grown, like semi-grown when you get like. See, bro, I was like a kid watching that, and it was like,
yeah. And that's the same dude that played in Silver Bullet. He was the werewolf, the priest. If you saw Silver Bullet, which is Stephen King book or whatever. So I like him as an actor, though. But yeah, I say People Under the Stairs. All right, and then finally, let's go to the whole theme of what you're doing when you're watching these.
Hold on. Did Rashad go?
Did Rashad, did you pick one?
Yeah, when I said Get Out.
Yes, right. He just said Get Out.
Yeah, I said Get Out. Gotta go.
I think he might have lived it once. He might have had a girl take him, and he went through that same thing, maybe. All right.
Whatever.
You caught that one. All right. So basically, when you go to the theater, whatever the case,
this is easy.
But these are the 4 featured snacks in most theaters.
This is easy to me.
This is easy.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Kick it off then.
Oh, hot dogs. Darn.
Okay.
Exactly. Hot dogs gotta go. Hot dogs gotta go. Hot dogs is made out of all kind of BS.
I think Sharon is disagreeing. What you got, Sharon?
What's wrong with the hot dogs? I don't understand.
Disgusting.
Hot dogs is made out of pig ass.
Thank you.
I'm eating it all day too.
I tell you right
Put it on the
now,
grill, baby.
I'm gonna eat a hot dog at a movie. But what I'm not gonna eat is I'm not gonna eat no nachos at the movie. Number one, because they never give you enough cheese, and number two, you gotta use 2 hands. It's too much work. No, I'm not doing nachos at a movie. No.
Hey,
Huh?
that's
To the hands, how you eat nachos? What you
Because you gotta hold the nachos. If you don't hold it right, they'll spill everywhere. You gotta pick up the dip and all that. No. And then they never give you enough cheese for all them.
I love Adam Bougie. So we like they got trays at the movie theater now.
Yeah, you got trays. The trays don't fit in the chair. You gotta hold the tray. You gotta hold the tray.
It's attached to the chair, so you can.
Like Sharon said, you get that little thing of cheese though.
That little tiny thing of cheese, and they want to charge you $15 for an extra cheese. Hell no. No nachos at the movies for me. Give me a damn hot dog.
What you got, Josh?
I'm not a popcorn person, so.
Ooh, wow,
bruh.
You know what, Josh? I don't eat popcorn except for at the movies. That's the only place I'm watching the movie.
Look, I tell you how much I love popcorn. Like, I am that guy every now and then, every blue moon. I'll go to the movie theaters to get popcorn and come home.
That's funny.
Yeah, because I'll be sitting out there all day.
That's because that's the best popcorn at the movie theater. It really is good.
It is.
I don't like it. I just don't like popcorn like that. But at the movie,
I gotta have popcorn at home. So
yeah, I love popcorn. What you got, Adam?
Oh, hot dogs gotta go. That's nasty as fuck. Hot dogs are disgusting.
So Adam, you eating cheese then, right? That's milk.
No, I'm not eating nachos either.
You said one gotta go, so you would rather have the cheese than okay, we got you.
Yeah, I'm with Sharon on this one. Popcorn and candy ain't going nowhere. And then, nacho popcorn is kind of in the same realm. If you got popcorn, you're not going to eat nachos. And popcorn is a movie. That's the movie king food for me. So nachos got to go. And I definitely got to have my hot dog. I mean, that's the only meat up there. You know what I mean? So I'm getting rid of nachos.
You eat the meat before you go.
He's eating everything.
I mean, like you could, but if you don't, that's just the way of the world. That's it. And anyway, with all that said, man, thanks for joining the movie block. Second segment, and back to you, Dig on Doug.
All right, y'all. It's been a show. We've been here. We've been doing our thing. Good times. This is strictly for Miss Sharon, but Josh, we got anything in the comments, folks? I mean, besides Jake being Jake, so. I feel like that should be a T-shirt. Jake being Jake.
Jake being Jake. And then on the back it should say microwave ass.
So closing comments. Go ahead, Zara. Any closing comments?
Bring my picture back.
No, we got to move forward.
Yeah, man. No, another great show. Definitely love being a part of Stay Tuned. You can obviously find me here on Stay Tuned. You can also find me on Talk Years Tuesday. Shout out to Dennis. I know what happened to him tonight. But the best doubleheader podcast, on the scene Tuesdays 5 to 9. Ignorant, Talk Yours Tuesdays and Stay Tuned. You can also, I'm now hosting my own show for the moment on Mondays called Monday Night Madness. So you can catch us over there. Wednesday, I'm on the show World Class Wednesdays. Shout out to Andre from Rise Up. And then I can finally let you guys know that I is working on a show myself. Me and a friend from San Francisco. It's called Money and King Czar Presents the Pete Game Show. We just shot our first episode this past Sunday, and it'll be shot, and then released on the likes of like YouTube, weekly. And so our first episode should be up in a couple days, and get ready for that. And yeah, you'll see me. Just see me around. Like, share, subscribe. Anything I'm on,
Hold on, Zara. What is the show about?
Oh, it's another great show. We talk about a lot of things. Again, typical, sports. We talk about culture, current events. We got segments. I have a segment on there called Sarcasm. Kind of making fun of some stuff. We have a meme segment where we're, joking about memes, and then we're also talking about, the stuff that's happening in life, like with the Olympics, where Gwendolyn Berry, turned her back on the anthem. And, we try to get on some positive, some real life stuff as well. So kind of get a little versatile, a little balance.
I'm just surprised you ain't came out with a movie podcast. I'm surprised that ain't happened yet. That's all I'm gonna say.
I get a lot of different stuff. I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, it's just things coming to work. Still learning the system and the business itself, and just want to do it the right way.
I get it, but I mean, that's all I'm saying. You won't get it right until you do it. Boom.
True.
That's what I mean.
True that.
So Jay was here for a little bit, but he's not here. So just shout out to Jay. He got that Willie bar coming soon and everything. Rest up, big guy. So take care of that. Jake, you seen him in the comments. Yeah, Jake. Sharon, go ahead and talk to him. Sharon, tell him about it.
You can't make me laugh and then say talk, Sharon. Oh my gosh. So yes, that's my podcast. Did you hear what Chocolate said? I'm past due on my latest episode, but it will be coming soon. I am also known as the Chocolate Writer. So you can find me on all social media as the Chocolate Writer. And this has been a great show. Thank you guys for allowing me to be a part of this group. I enjoy it every week, coming on and talking sports with you guys. You can catch me, 8 o'clock Eastern at Talk Your Ish Tuesday, along with Zara there. And of course, Ignorant Thinker Podcast, Dennis Holmes, the originator, and here on Stay Tuned. And then on Fridays, you can catch me on the AFC North Show with Sam Sports. And then Saturdays, Dennis Holmes and I are now doing the Side Jump. The Side Jump, y'all. And the Side Jump podcast comes on at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays.
Ooh, yeah. I want to watch that. Hey, Sharon, I get up at like 10 my time, which is like 1 your time.
I got you. 10 a.m. Sorry, it's a little early. You just got to watch the replay.
Right.
I mean, I'm up at that time, but I'm in the gym. So.
But yeah, so we talk about, a little bit of everything. We talk sports, but we mix some other things in there too. We've only done 2 episodes. I think it's 2. So it's going to be quite interesting.
All right. We got projects.
I'm really excited about that.
We got projects in the works and happening. So speaking of the Ignorant Thinkers Podcast, make sure y'all go check that out. Like and subscribe, follow, share with your folks, and let them know about that. Like Sharon was just touching on. If memory serves me right, this is about Adam. So go ahead, Adam.
Memory serves me right.
Oh man! So piggyback off what Doug said, this has been an amazing show. I just want to say it's been amazing. This this platform, like just being a part of with you guys and everything like that. Because I didn't expect like this camaraderie and this unity and everything like that. And I definitely see this podcast going further and bigger and moving past boundaries that I don't even think that we thought of. And definitely check us out continually on YouTube, as you see on the bottom of the screen. Like, share, and subscribe. Also continue to follow us on the YouTube page. And then also continue to stay tuned, because I'm about to be dropping another financial breadcrumbs segment pretty soon. And it's going to be very impactful, and it's going to actually show examples of what people think of wealthy people utilizing the strategies that I've been talking about, and then quote unquote the average Joes using the strategies that I've been talking about as well. So yeah, just go ahead and continue to stay tuned.
All right, and remember, if memory serves you right, you'll get it right. Justin was here for a minute, but shout out to Pimmermans with a Purpose. Go and check that out, y'all. You trying to level up your game. Maybe you I want to be with somebody, but it's like I want to be with the right person, and maybe you didn't have like the experience of like that in your family. Go holler at the Pennermans. They'll help usher you on the path. So go follow that. It's time. Go ahead, Rashad.
Another great show, bro. Another great show, man. Every single week we do this. It's always an amazing show. I just enjoy you guys' company and just coming together each and every week. But yeah, go check out It's Bro Time. Right now, we haven't released a new episode because one of our the lady who engineers our podcast, she just had a baby. So we've been doing a lot of IG lives. So just go check us out on Instagram, and we should have another live coming on tomorrow. So we try to do it every Monday, but this week's been a crazy week for both of us. So but shout out to Abby, my co-host, and again, another great show. So I appreciate you guys for having me on this platform.
Yeah, y'all should definitely talk about that male-female coaches and stuff. Like y'all should tackle that. Sharon, go ahead, say it, Sharon. Go ahead. I know you want to go ahead, say it, Sharon. Go ahead, Sharon.
Is it the end?
No, not yet. I mean, but I know you like to say it's bro time too. So go ahead.
Oh well, it's bro time.
All right, there we go. There we go.
I just tell everybody about your podcast too.
So Donovan wasn't here. Shout out to Donovan. Make sure you go check out that Pop Fly podcast, baseball and all, man. Baseball.
Giants #1, baby. Giants
Make sure you talk about them Houston Astros. Make sure you talk about them Astros, boy.
Here's the
baby.
New York Mets.
Now, see, I'm on the Pop Fly podcast too. I forgot to mention that. And no, we are not talking about no Houston Astros. No.
Astros all day.
No Astros.
Hey,
no.
but them Dodgers is kicking that ass right now. Though.
We talking about the Dodgers.
Damn Dodgers.
I'm the only Dodgers argument on the show. I'm the only argument on the show.
Talk about the
Josh, go ahead. Josh, talk to him, Josh.
Yeah, y'all see what we did a little different today, man. We didn't do it on Facebook Live, so I had to force some people to come to YouTube. So we got something. We have some viewers. So next week it'll be back regular on YouTube and what's the other one? Facebook. So everybody could watch us, man. But I had to force some people to watch YouTube. So I got some feedbacks instead of commenting. They text me, so it's all good.
So that's what it is, y'all. So we on YouTube and everything as well. So you can share that with your folks. Dig on Doug podcast, go ahead and check that out. We got some stuff working on the works. There's a few people who are here right now who will be on future episodes very soon, as he rubs his hands together and as one clap. So it's happening. All I will say is before we end and everything, y'all, love yourselves. I mean, we talk about this stuff all the time and everything. We share about it, but love yourselves. And like I told Zara, just a little bit of information. You can't get it right until you actually build it. So you're going to have to do some reconstruction and some redesign. There's a reason the pencil had an eraser. Okay. You're going to do some stuff and you're going to need to erase some stuff and restart again. Don't be trying to do everything in pen. That ain't smart. So I need to buy me some pencils. I ain't had a pencil in a minute. So, but yeah, y'all, take care of yourselves, love yourselves. Make sure you check in with your loved ones. They need you. We always all need each other. So make sure you're checking in with your folks and everything. So with that said, it's been another great one. We'll see you in July. So go ahead, Ms. Sharon.
Nobody gives a damn about the Dodgers.
Let's go, guys.
Peace out, y'all.